friend, it's Pat Sloan here. So today is a tidy up challenge, but we're going to do that when we go to the other side of the table in a minute. And when we're there, I am going to show you how I am sorting the state fabrics in order to keep track of things, and we'll see how it goes. Because I don't want to lose track of stuff. I am documenting it, but I don't want to then have to be rooting through everything looking for Arizona or Mississippi. So I've got a little plan. Okay, so next Tuesday with the next video, I will have the August calendar, and there's only one project that we're adding, and so I'll show you that when we're on the other table as well. So today on the calendar, it is Thread the Needle Day. So it's just a celebration. Go thread a needle today. That means go sew something today. It is also, let's see, it is also Red Sneaker Day. So I do have to do a shout out to our ambassador, Kendall, my friend Kendall, who wears red sneakers all the time, Kendall, or often. Either way, a lot of the time he wears red sneakers. I don't think I've ever owned a pair of red sneakers, so I don't know why that is. I just haven't. And it is, Saturday is, I'm reading the thing, my notes here. Okay, Saturday is Watermelon Day. So I know you have quilts with watermelon fabric or watermelons on them. So I want to show you one of mine from 22 years ago. Yes, I have been doing this a long time, my friend. So it is from my Quilt the Seasons book, which was published by Leisure Arts. There'll be a link in the description box below the video here to the book. You may have it from way back when, or maybe you collected it recently, but here it is. Here is the watermelon quilt. And this whole book, the Quilt the Seasons book, was written when I was doing heavy folk art. You know, everything was very muted tones, you know, lots of darker fabrics, and this really isn't how I enjoy sewing now. You know, I like to sew with brighter, clearer fabrics, and occasionally something sort of vintagey, but I'm sort of not into this look anymore. But I still have the quilt. It had red plaid on the back, brushed flannel. That's what I had. I would love to remake this. I think it would be really fun to remake this, and I would do it with a much more muted stripe behind here. This is pieced. This is not fabric. I could use a fabric if I found a wide stripe, but this is pretty wide, so I would make it, but I would use something where it's not so bold, have it less bold, and then the stars would maybe show up better. Can you see their stars? There, you can see them. And then a stripe again for the watermelon. So see, it's a very, very tiny stripe, which was so fun to do. So it was fun to get it out to enjoy it. And in the book, it is called A Slice of Summer. There we go. And I had some watermelon the other day. So I love watermelon. It's basically sugar water, right? There's probably no nutritional value in summer watermelon, but who cares? It tastes really good. Okay, I also have some Q&A, but let's first do the other stuff. Let's go on the other side of the table so we can kind of walk through. And the critters, okay, critter quilt number 3, no change. And I did not work on that at all because I was working on Block Wednesday patterns and the calendar and project web stuff for projects. And so the past 2 days I've spent that kind of time, and I have not gone back to this because my mental energy has been spent on other things, and I just couldn't add in another project of heavy mental work. That's so maybe tomorrow or the next day, and I'll film whatever, because basically I'm getting to the point where now I'm going to just do the layout, and that'll be it. So I'm still working off of this handwritten sheet with the sizes. Everything is cut, and you saw yesterday where I did some more parts of it and showed you sort of the thought process of how to get that top row together. So I just need to do the middle and the bottom now. And there might be, and at that point, a couple of those chunks are bigger, and so I will probably go through my part center and look for maybe some pieced blocks, small piece blocks that would fit in there and make it a little bit of, you know, interesting. I think that would be fun. All right, let's go on the other side. So our challenge for this month, every month I do kind of a major kind of tidy up challenge. I don't know why, but it's fun. So we are going to clean, the royal we is clean your mat, your cutting mat, clean your cutting mat, and clean all around the table. Like mine gets like dust, there's like a line. You can see the line if I push this. Can you see that? There's like a dirt line right here. There, yuck, dust. So I'm going to clean all of that, clean the whole counter. There's seams on here, it gets dust in there. And my friend Suzanne, who is one of our ambassadors, she sent me this for scrubbing the mat, just to get all the kind of loose stuff off, and it works super well. It's a big, open scrubby, and you just come down and you can do this and get kind of like that stuff that's in there. See, I've got some black thread in there. So yeah, just do like that. You get scrubby. So there you go. That's Aunt Pam's scrubby. So I'm at some point going to need a new cutting mat, and I'm not happy about that because I like this light colored mat, which is an Olfa mat, and I only like Olfa mats, but Olfa doesn't make any other they don't make this one anymore. It was more made for the crafting industry, not really marketed to the quilters. It didn't have any numbering system on it. It's just this big grid, but I love it because it's a light color. I've got all this white furniture, and so like underneath I've got, you can see here, I've got the navy one, and that just makes everything really dark over here. So they don't have a light one, and I'm just kind of hobbling this along the best I can, but it's starting to get where it's rough to cut on some of the spots, so I'm going to have to do it. Going to have to change it out. So I want to show you Eddie and the Miss Ghost, his girlfriend. I don't know, did I name the girl? This is the girl, and this is Eddie. So they're coming along. I'm doing much better now. I've kind of got through like these bigger chunks of things, and so I'm excited. I'm on his pumpkin and then some candies and the border. So that is my progress. I do have to take out part of that border because it's wrong, but that's okay. Let's first look at the kites, which will be our one new project for next month. So if you have wanted to do these vintage kite patterns, so here are let me just get they're foundation paper pieced, and so here we go. So foundation paper pieced, there's two different sizes, and the Fat Quarter Shop has kind of a layout that shows you how many to put side by side for certain size quilts, and that's all on the project page for this. So you have to make these with the papers, but so if you've never done any foundation paperwork, this would be a really fun one because there's not a lot of parts to it, and it's a little bit more of an unusual shape. It's a vintage pattern, and here is one of mine in Paradise Park. So in my fabric line, Paradise Park from Benartex. So if you want to do this and you just want to make like a table runner to try it out, or a baby quilt, that's what we're kind of doing in August. I'm doing one of the smaller quilts, and so it's just a fun little thing to be sewing along together. I didn't show you the papers. Let me show you the papers. So the actual project sheets look like this. So they come like this, and there are 4 of them, which are here. So that is one, there we go, one of them. And so there is how they will fit together, like this. Okay, push that down and away. Okay, so there we go. Well, 4 of them, just like you see it here, you're cutting them apart. You're going to sew like this, and then do 2 together, and then those 2 sections to each other. So it's pretty easy. And so I think it's a fabulous one for you if you've not done any foundation paper piecing work, or not done it for a long time. You just want to try something again. It'll be super fun. We'll do it on Tuesdays in August. Before we go to the state things, I have a Q&A to answer, and so let's just go to that one, and it's all about how do I store my thread. If I had a larger space, then I might have all my thread together, but I don't. This is full of thread, and all these are full of thread. Mostly I will just open one of them. So I will do by weight and then by color. And so in here is some of the different weights. So there's the gray spools, the wooden spools, there's orange and red spools, and then my regular weights. I can just get this out, and this is not the working thread. This is kind of what I would call the storage thread right now. This is a lot of the, let me get that glare off of there. So here we go. Here we have blues and aquas, large spools, small spools of the 50 weight thread. So the orange spool of Aurifil. And all my, pretty much most of my thread is Aurifil. And so this is like if I need to come get a specific color to do applique or machine quilting or whatever, or a backup spool I've run out. These red bins are what I come to, and so they are stored up there along with this extra tin here of a bunch of different things. There's some cones in there and boxes and things like that. Okay, let's go in the other room. Now you know my space is small. This is it. This is it. It's the average. This was the family room of the house. Behind there is a fireplace. There is not much room around anything to walk. And what's in here are things that I want to use all the time, not storage stuff. There is storage stuff, obviously I have to, but you know, I don't have a whole nother room for that. But in here will be things I'm going to work on with more often. And so I have, these are my working spools. So here are colors, lights and darks that I can get into and get for everyday stuff. And then a few like these come with the Ruby Society Club, and this came in one of the sampler boxes, so I have a few other things in there. But this is the working thread. But I also have, I'm still talking just about, you know, the sewing thread, you know, what I use every day. So in here I just have a few basic colors I could grab in my May the 4th Inch Be With You cup, just on the back of the machine. And I also have floss, and so, oh, here's a few more spools. Why are they up here? I don't know. But then I have floss. So here's all the, this is a lot of floss here. And then I've got floss in another place, and I actually have some other thread, because if I'm going to do machine embroidery, I'm going to use a different kind of thread. And I do not do a lot of that. And so that thread is down here. I've got some, well, there's some Aurifil there as well, but I've got, wait a second. Everything has to always be moved. There's just nothing easy to getting around in this room. It is full. Okay, so in here, here's the thread. So I have all of these threads for machine embroidery. So, bobbins, some pre-wound bobbins. Here's some other thread in these containers. So that's what's down there. And then I have more floss. I have more floss up here. This is all Aurifil floss, and that's these colors are some of what I'm working on for one of the projects, so they're up front so I can get to them, and then other colors. But I have more floss. Okay, before we look at more floss, you know that I have spools of thread with Aurifil. I have the perfect box of colors, and I have the perfect box of neutrals, the neutral colors right here. And then I have smaller boxes as well of smaller collections. And then here's 40 weight if you want to use the 40 weight. I have a box of neutrals in the 40 weight. So let's go look at the other floss. These 3 containers have more thread. This is a anniversary edition of Aurifil thread that I was given here from their 30th anniversary. This one's not floss, but this was their anniversary collection that I was gifted for working with the company for so many years. And I have another of their smaller collection boxes here. Again, not floss, I don't think. Oh, that one is floss. Okay, no, that's the thinner weight thread. That's not floss. This is their is it 100 weight? 80 weight. This is their 80 weight thread. So I have a whole box of the 80 weight. And then this is full of floss. This is called the suitcase. It has a whole bunch of drawers in it, and that's full of floss. So that's all my thread. You can tell me about your thread storage down in the description box here, or you can share something over at my community group at Facebook. But I have a small home. I can't put all of that thread in one spot because I don't use most of it at one time. I just go and get a spool here or whatever. And so I don't want the storage space taken up in my prime work area. So that's why a large portion of it is where it is. Let's talk about keeping track of the state fabrics, because you might have a project that you're collecting a bunch of things for that you need to keep track. Maybe you're keeping track of states and you've just sort of thrown them all in a bin. Well, I decided that, you know, besides having the project page on my website that you can go to and see the states, right now I think I have 22 states that have come in, and so we're moving along there. That's super cool. But what I did is I thought I would put the state fabrics in a bag for groups of 10. I don't know, 10 states. So I thought, okay, I'll do 10 states in a bag because, you know, I don't need much fabric to do that. So I took each of the states, took the alphabetical order, and just made groups of 10. And I'm going to cut these apart and put them in the bag. And then the last one will be territories, other countries, and maybe I have 2 pieces of fabric that have like all of the things on it. Like here, this is them. So here's the one I got that was not actually meant to be a country, but it came at the same time, and it's got the British flag. And then I have these 2 fabrics which have all kinds of states on them. So I will put those in bag number 6. So I'll have 5 bags of states and bag number 6 of territories and other countries. So let's see. Let me show you what I have. But first, before I show you what I have, we have some more state fabrics that came. So I want to share those. I want to share those. They're so fun. Everything's so fun you guys are doing. I've got it all over here. Hold on. I know. Could have brought it and turned off the camera, but wasn't doing that today. So did I get everything? I'm looking around. Yeah, you can go. Everything I have up till, you know, well, probably when you see this, there'll be actually more on there still because there'll be a few days that I've filmed. So anyways, whatever I'm trying to say, let's look. Ignore me. Ignore the man behind the curtain. Here is from Teresa, and she sent from Arizona. So what a cute card. A quilty card with a tree. Love that. And she sent a piece of Arizona fabric. Now somebody tell me, what are the pink things on there? Are they supposed to be gemstones? The little blue things look, I think, are roses, or so they look kind of like a rose. See the little blue things, but I don't know what the pink ones are. So tell me what those are, because I want to know. And remember, I can't make a gigantic quilt. So, you know, there's only going to be small pieces of fabric used. I'm not sure exactly how much, but, you know, even like a 10-inch square is probably good but I'm certainly appreciate all the bigger pieces because I can maneuver around them. And also I don't need tons, like some of your states are pretty prolific. Like I'm going to show you Texas. This is my first ones from Texas, and they're from Robin. So she sent the quilty card along, and she sent me 2 Texas fabrics, which she said were from this year's Shop Hop. So what that means, this is where I'm going with this. All of you that are avid collectors, you know that the Shop Hops have produced fabrics for many, 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 many years. And so I can't put in 30 Texas fabrics. You know, I don't know how many I can put in. I don't know where I'll be with all of this, but I have a plan. It's just I don't need super big pieces for a lot of that, but I can use other big pieces. Yeah, so you'll see what I get there. But isn't this cute? So this is their 2024 Shop Hop. So you can see on there, on the selvage. So darling. All the fun stuff. That's a really good one. So, okay, what else do I have? I have here this is from Arkansas, and this is from Kelly in Arkansas. Look at the beautiful, beautiful butterfly. And she sent me 2 prints, and it's got the word text, the Arkansas word text there, and then the one with the the abbreviation. So yes, Arkansas and Alaska. For some reason, I get you guys mixed up. Why? I don't know, but your abbreviation, I always have to think, am I getting the right one? Is that the right one? Okay, so let me see. Yeah, this is from Gale in Iowa. So there's the Iowa, it's got the states, got Iowa. So I believe this is also one of the ones that is probably for every state, this particular style, because I've seen, this is more than one of them that I've seen. Okay, I've got two that sent some beautiful things. Karen in Oklahoma. So these are the first ones from Oklahoma. It's a super cute card. She said she wasn't born there, but she's been there a while. And she's got this great light batik, really light batik. And I think I mentioned earlier that a lot of states have batik versions because one of the companies that they could get the fabrics manufactured in a smaller quantity for shop hops was a company that produced batiks. So there are a lot of batiks for the state fabrics. Oops, upside down. So they are absolutely stunning, so gorgeous. And then she also sent one of the Oklahoma panels. So it's kind of by the same people that did the license plates. And so that's super cool. I've not seen a panel in person, so I appreciate that. And we'll have one more, and then we'll look at my sorting. Yes. So this is from Ginger in New Hampshire, and she also sent me some sweet cards. Look at those. They're beautiful. Thank you. Oh, and then she's a beautiful card that came along. And all of you are sending such nice notes. I really enjoy reading them and hearing your stories. Okay, so we have, she's got some New Hampshire fabrics. So here's New Hampshire. Ta-da! I like these scenery ones. They are so fun. They're so interesting to look at all that's on there. See, there's the state. And the same with the text. So they're going to get, I'm going to be able to use a lot of these because I think a lot of them will come in for every state. And then she's also near Massachusetts. And so she's collected the Massachusetts and the word print for that. Got the word print and the little state one and the beautiful scenery from Massachusetts. Well, this one says Boston. So I don't know if it's I think this is just a Boston one. I have the one that's for Atlanta as well, so they may do this for the big cities. So, okay, that's cool. Let me move this away so I can show you what I'm doing. So I have this container that I've had for a really long time, and I thought, you know what? I don't know how much I can actually fit in here, but I'm going to use the mesh bags and put the fabrics by these group of states, 10 states in here. And so if I were to take, okay, here's the stack with, it's got Virginia and Wisconsin in it right now, which is my grouping number 5 of 10 states. And so I will just be able to, I think, fold them. I'll fold them a little better, but fold them in here and then keep the five bags right here in this container. And I have a few other things in here that need to come out to make room. So these guys need to come out. Oh, I've got a book in there too. So all of that needs to come out. So I have all the room. But I'm thinking that it might be just enough space. And if I have, what I'm thinking is if I have a few of the fabrics where there's a bigger piece, there, like this one was a bigger piece, which I might then be able to use a lot of these bigger pieces for backing, I will probably cut off a little bit smaller piece for in here and then keep those bigger pieces, the rest of it over in another spot, so that I can probably put it in that picnic basket that I'm using for the critters. I'll put them in there. And so that's my plan. That is my plan to, and I will cut these papers up and put them in here, and I'll just sort of check off what's in there so that I know. I mean, I have the list on the website, but it's nice to have it here when I'm actually sorting things into the bag. And then I have all the fabrics. Okay, my friend, be sure that you share your watermelon quilt today. I can't wait to see your quilts that have watermelons on them because I know that you have those. So we're going to be having another day. I have another day off, Monday off from filming. And so I will see you on Tuesday of next week, and I will have the August calendar as well. So I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.